Should you hire a housekeeper or a VA first? I get asked this question all the time. And the answer might actually surprise you because it's not about which one is better. It's not about what's more legitimate. It's about where your actual bottleneck is in your life and business. And most people get this completely wrong. They hire what feels like the right business move, or they hire what's urgent in the moment. And then they wonder why they are still drowning. I'm Lauren Apple, and I'm a scaling strategist for CEO parents to help them build businesses that give them both profit and presence. Because you shouldn't have to choose. So let's figure out which hire you actually need first. Okay, before we get into the framework, let me explain why this question matters so much. You're not just running a business. You're running a household. You're running a life. You're probably running carpool and meal planning and school stuff and activities and all the invisible labor that nobody talks about. When you're a CEO parent, you're managing two operations, your business and your home. And when you're overwhelmed, which let's be honest, is most of the time, your brain just screams, I need help. But it doesn't tell you where you need help. So you either hire the thing that feels more legitimate, usually a virtual assistant because it's a business expense and it feels like a real business move, or you hire the thing that feels more urgent in the moment. Maybe a housekeeper because you literally cannot stand the mess for another second. But neither of those is actually strategic. And when you hire in the wrong place first, you waste money, you waste time, and you're still drowning, just with less money now and more frustration. So let me give you a framework for thinking about this and discovering what is right for you. The core question is this: where is the chaos actually coming from? Not where you wish you had help, right? Not where it feels the most urgent right this second. Where is the chaos that's making everything else harder? Because here's what I've learned working with hundreds of CEO parents. Sometimes a business chaos is caused by home chaos. And sometimes home chaos is caused by business chaos. Let me break down both scenarios in detail for you. Scenario one, home chaos is draining your business capacity. Here's what this looks like in reality. Your business is actually running okay. You have some systems in place. You're getting your client work done. Your revenue is where you want it to be or close to it. The business itself isn't falling apart, but you are exhausted. You come home every single night to a disaster. The kitchen is a mess. There's laundry in various stages all over the house. Clean, dirty, who knows? The floors haven't been properly cleaned in weeks or months. There's clutter everywhere. You look around and feel overwhelmed before you even set your bag down. So what do? You spend your evenings cleaning. You spend your weekends catching up on housework or organization, laundry, grocery shopping, meal prep, deep cleaning. You never actually rest and recharge. And Sunday night comes and you're more tired than you were on Friday. And then Monday morning, you drag yourself to your desk already running on empty. You show up to work exhausted. You can't think strategically. You don't have capacity for creative work. You're just surviving. And here's the thing, it's not a business problem. Your business didn't create this exhaustion, your home did. Your business isn't the bottleneck. Your energy is the bottleneck. And your energy is being drained by home. And in this scenario, you don't need a virtual assistant, an executive assistant. A VA or an EA might help with some tasks, but you'll still be exhausted. You'll still be spending all your off hours doing housework. You'll still show up depleted. What you need is to get the home stuff off of your plate in reality so you can actually recover. so you can rest on weekends instead of cleaning, so you can come home and be present instead of immediately doing chores. That might be a housekeeper who comes weekly or bi-weekly. That might be a laundry service. That might be a meal service or a meal kit delivery. It might be a mother's helper who does the day-to-day pickup and management. The investment goes into your home so you get your energy back, so you can show up fully for your business. Scenario 2, business chaos is stealing your home life. Here's what this looks like. Your home is fine. It's not perfect, but it's manageable. You've got systems, the wheels aren't falling off, but your business is chaos. You're working 50, 60, 70 plus hours a week. You can't keep up with emails. Clients are waiting too long for responses. You are missing deadlines. Balls are dropping left and right. You're the bottleneck for everything in your business. Every decision runs through you. Every client needs your input on every little thing. And because you're working constantly, you have no time for anything else. You miss dinner with your family. You're on your laptop during the kids' bedtime. You're checking email at soccer games. You're working weekends. Your spouse is frustrated. Your kids miss you. And even when you're physically there, you are mentally somewhere else. Thinking about the client thing you didn't finish. Worrying about the ball you might be dropping in your business. You're never fully present. This isn't a home problem. This is home stuff is a bottleneck. The business is. If this scenario, in this particular scenario, you don't need a housekeeper. I mean, it might be nice. It could relieve some stress. It's not going to solve your overall chaos problem. You could have the cleanest house in the world and you'd still be working 60 hours a week. What you need is help in the business. So you can actually step away. So you can close your laptop at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., or even 5 p.m. and be done. So you can be present at dinner, at bedtime, on the weekends. That's where a VA or an EA comes in. Someone to manage the inbox, handle the scheduling, take the admin off your plate, do the client communication, manage the back end operations of your business so the business can run without you being involved in every little thing. So you can get your life back. Do you see the difference? Same symptom, overwhelm, exhaustion, drowning, different cause. Totally different solution. And if you hire in the wrong place, you are going to stay stuck. You'll have spent money, you'll have added another thing to manage, and you'll still be drowning, just differently. So how do you figure out which one you are in? Let me give you some questions to ask yourself. Question number 1, ask yourself this. If I magically had 2 extra hours today, where would I spend them? Don't overthink this. Gut reaction, instant thought. Would you clean the house? Do laundry, meal prep, organize the closet, work out, run errands, or would you catch up on work? Clear your inbox, finish that project you're behind on, do the thing you've been putting off. Your gut answer tells you where the pressure is. If your gut says home, you probably need home help first. If your gut says business, you probably need business help first. So question number 2, what's causing me to feel behind? Really think about this. Is it that work is bleeding into evenings and weekends because there's too much to do during work hours? That's a business capacity problem. Or is it that home stuff is consuming all your non-work hours so you never actually rest? That's a home capacity problem. Where is the behind feeling actually coming from? Really think about it. And then question number 3, when do I feel most overwhelmed? Is it at 5 p.m. when I walk in the door and see the chaos at home? Or is it at 9 a.m. when I open my laptop and see the chaos in my inbox? Is it on Sunday when I realize I've spent the entire weekend doing housework? Or is it on Sunday when I realize I have a week of work ahead of me that I am not prepared for? The timing of your overwhelm tells you where it's coming from. And question 4, what would make the biggest difference in my daily stress level? Be really honest here. Coming home to a clean house, or leaving work at a reasonable hour, or having dinner handled when you get home, or having your inbox handled, weekends free from housework, or weekends free from work. There's no wrong answer, but your honest answer tells you where to invest your time, money, and energy in first. And question 5, if I close my eyes and imagine relief, what does it look like? This is the gut check. Close your eyes. Imagine feeling relief. Imagine the weight lifting from your shoulders. What's different here? Is your house clean and calm? Or is your laptop closed at an earlier time and you're fully present with your kids after school? Is it dinner is just handled, or your inbox is at 0 and you're not worried about what you might be missing? That vision that you see or immediately tells you what you actually need. Let me tell you what happened with me. A few years ago, I was drowning, like really drowning, working way too many hours, exhausted all the time, feeling like I was failing at home, feeling like I was failing in business. And my first instinct was to hire a virtual assistant because that felt like the real business move. It felt legitimate. It felt like what a serious CEO or business owner would do. And a housekeeper, it felt indulgent. Like I should be able to handle my own home. That's just for lazy people. Like hiring someone to clean my house was admitting I couldn't do it all. And I had some weird guilt around that and what that would look like or mean or feel like. Like my mom didn't have a housekeeper. Why should I need one? So I hired a VA. And you know what happened? It did help a little. Some tasks came off my plate, but I was still exhausted because I was coming home every single night to chaos, opening my office door to madness. I was spending my weekends cleaning instead of resting or thinking about cleaning and avoiding doing it. I was never recovering and I was just depleted constantly. And I didn't have the mental energy to be strategic about anything in my business. I didn't have the capacity to think about growing my business. I was simply surviving. The VA helped with tasks, but she couldn't give me my energy back. And when I finally gave myself permission to hire a housekeeper, everything shifted. I remember the first time I came home to a clean house. The floors were done. The bathrooms were deep clean for probably the first time in a long time. The kitchen was spotless. My oven that I never thought could be that clean was clean, and I almost cried because I didn't have to spend my evening doing it. I could just be home. I got my weekends back. I actually rested. And suddenly I had mental clarity for my business that I hadn't had in months. I could actually think strategically. I could plan ahead. I could be creative again. The housekeeper was the unlock in that moment, not the virtual assistant. For me, in that season, and that's the key. It depends on your bottleneck in your season. This isn't a forever answer. It's a right now answer. A housekeeper that is a right now answer isn't gonna solve your problems forever, but it might be the unlock to get you your energy and your time and your capacity back. So let me tell you about a client. She came to me absolutely convinced that she needed a virtual assistant. She'd been told by everyone, coaches, peers, on podcasts, on books that she read, that she needed to delegate. Get a virtual assistant, that's the answer. So she was ready to hire. And when we dug into her business, into her life, into her energy, here's what I found. Her business was actually pretty streamlined. She had good systems. She was efficient with her work time. Her processes were solid, but she was still working constantly. And when I asked why, it got really interesting. She felt guilty when she wasn't working because the house was always a mess. The laundry was piling up. She felt like a bad mom and a bad wife because the home was falling apart and she didn't even know how to begin to tackle it. And so what she did is she worked through the guilt. So many of us have been guilty of this. Work was an escape from looking at the mess and the overwhelm and the sense and the emotions of failure and not being good enough and not being the mom or the wife that she thought that she should be. And so then she'd try to cram all the home stuff into evenings and weekends, or she would avoid them out of guilt and desperation. And that left her exhausted. It made her less effective at work, which made her feel more behind. And it was this vicious cycle. She didn't need a virtual assistant. She needed permission to get help at home. She needed a housekeeper. And she probably actually needed a meal service as well. She needed to let go of the guilt and actually get support where she was drowning, to say, it's okay that I can't have a meal prepped every day on my own. It's okay that I can't keep my home clean. So she could be present at work and at home. We didn't place a VA with her at that moment. I told her to start with home help. She texted me 3 weeks later. Why didn't anyone tell me to do this sooner? I feel like a different person. Here's the bottom line, you guys. There's no universal right first hire. Anyone who tells you to always hire a VA first is wrong. Anyone who tells you always hire a housekeeper first is also wrong. It depends on where your bottleneck is. It depends on what season of life and business you're in. It depends on where the chaos is actually coming from. And it might change. Actually, it will likely change. The answer right now will most likely be different than the answer in 6 months. And that's okay. You're not making a forever decision. You're making a right now decision. So here's what I want you to do. Are you ready? Get honest about where the chaos lives. Ask yourself those 5 questions. Is your business creating the overwhelm, or is your home draining your energy so you can't show up for your business? The answer tells you where to hire first. And here's the good news. I can help with both. If your bottleneck is business, that's what my direct to hire EA placement is for. We can take it completely hands off and figure out who the right hire is for, source, interview, assess, and find the perfect fit, right fit executive assistant who fits your values and can actually take things off your plate. If your bottleneck is home, I'm actually building something really exciting for that too. It's brand new and it's called the Virtual Life Manager. Someone to manage the household, meal planning, family calendar, appointments, all the life admin, so you can be present at work and at home. It's not quite live yet, but I'm looking for a few beta clients who want to roll it out with me, who want to give it a shot at a very discounted price. And if that sounds like exactly what you need, please reach out. Email us, ping us, DM us on Instagram, comment below on this video. Let me know, and I'd love to talk to you about it. And if you're not sure what you need right now, home help or business help, that's what coaching is for. We figure it out together. Links are all in the description below. Go to systemstoscale.org. If you want more frameworks like this, real talk for CEO parents trying to manage both business and life, I send this stuff to my email list every single week. The link for that is in the description. Also, thanks for watching. We will see you on the next one.